Hey everyone, and welcome to this latest episode of my 2023 natural bodybuilding competition prep. This is just finishing up week 27 of the competition prep diet itself. I'm only 9 weeks away from the first competition. Closer and closer we get, and yeah, things are getting cooler every week. That's for sure. So this morning I weighed in at my lowest this entire prep. I'm at, geez, I hope I get this right. Yes, I am. I'm at 180.2 pounds. I started the prep January 1st, and I was 210 pounds pretty much on the dot. So I'm about 30 pounds down. And I'm 30 pounds down in about 27 weeks. So that's a pretty good healthy rate of loss, that's for sure. It was definitely not it hasn't been completely linear. That's definitely for sure. But overall the average is just about a pound loss per week, which seems like a pretty healthy trajectory as far as, or a pretty healthy rate of loss during a prep. So this is one of the benefits of doing like a slow prep, I think. I don't have to do anything like terribly aggressive, or I haven't had to do anything terribly aggressive to kind of risk like wearing myself down early or potentially losing some muscle when I otherwise don't need to if I did the prep long, which we are. So yeah, things are going quite well as far as that goes. That being said, last week we dropped the calories to be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more aggressive, and it's good timing for that. I mean, at the end of the day, we're within that 10-week mark. We're within 9 weeks now, so we can afford to be a little bit more assertive at this point as we get closer, and really in an attempt to get to that level of being stage lean. So it's funny, I even fool myself sometimes, like when I do my posing practice in the morning, or like when I'm in the gym and I see myself in the mirrors there, it's like, yeah, like I look really shredded right now. Like it's like almost like, yeah, I feel like I could compete. But then when I take my my photos, which I'm not going to share with you this week, guys, but I will next week, so you can see a really big difference. When I take those photos like right in front of, with light shining right on me, it's like, yeah, I can really see that we still have a ways to go. I mean, yeah, we do. We're 9 weeks out, and like I can see like the upper body's looking pretty good, but even so, there's still, it's tough to like really have the eye for it, and even myself, like I don't always see it, but it's like there's still fat that we need to lose pretty much universally, especially on my thighs, like my adductors, inner thighs, my over my hamstrings, my glutes. Like there's a good amount of fat there still. So being a little bit more assertive at this point with the deficit seems to be like a good idea. So anyways, I had a pretty big weight drop this last week. So I was kind of averaging around like between 183 to 184 and a half for a good while, and we did a diet break, and then it kind of stayed around the same. And then since we've dropped off, like we'll say my average was a little bit higher than 183, now we're down to 180.2. So like we dropped like 3 pounds in the course of like 8 days. So I mean, but that's where we're at right now. And that's not all fat. It's like we decrease the carbohydrate intake, so I'm not holding as much water because of that. So like a good amount of that is probably a little bit more water loss. I'm just not holding as much glycogen. So that's probably a good part of it. But I am like we do have a little bit more of an aggressive deficit here. So it is probable that I am losing fat at a faster rate. But we can afford to do that at this point and see where it takes us. And yeah, and it's going fine, to be honest. I mean, since we dropped those calories, and the calories by the way, right now what we're running is we've got 5 low days and 2 high days. So 5 days in our big deficit, or our appropriate deficit, and 2 days in our estimated maintenance. So for those 5 low days, I'm eating about 2,100 calories. In my 2 high days, I'm eating about 2,600, which is, for me, like for a lot of people, like that's perfect. Like that's maintenance, or that's like even a surplus for a lot. But for me, that's very much, that's a good deficit for me. Like that is 2,100 calories. That's a low amount for me. So like, just to give you guys an idea, like when I'm in my off season, I'm eating around 4,000 calories a day, no problem, easily. still wanting more after. I'm just the kind of person that has a ravenous appetite. So 2,000 calories a day is like, yeah, it's on the low side for me. But you know what? Um, the fact that I'm seeing such progress within the little amount of time that we've been running this protocol, it's so motivating. That's like, it outweighs any amount of like real added discomfort from eating the low calories. It's like I'm actually really excited about kind of diving into this. Um, just because like at the end of the day, like we're doing this to change the physique, change my body, get to the place where I've never been to before, reach what my current potential is, and this is a step that's bringing us closer to that. So it's so worth it, and I feel really motivated, especially, I mean, like, you see a pretty big difference with a 3 pound drop, and some of you might be thinking, well, oh my goodness, like that's way too severe of a drop in such a short period. But no, it's fine. Like a big amount of that is going to be glycogen and water. I'm getting more depleted now. It's okay. Like we're at this part of the prep, we've been pacing it so well. And also too, I can auto regulate like how I feel. Like we're at Friday right now as I'm recording this, because it's going to be released on Saturday, but I'm recording this now on Friday, and this is the last of my 5th low day. So I mean, I've been eating these very low calorie days for 5 days in a row now, and I'm still doing pretty good. Like, you know, energy is not, you know, I'm not running a marathon anytime soon, that's for sure, but the energy is still, it's not bad. Hunger's fine. I mean, again, like this is my 27th week of prep, so the hunger's been there for most of it, at least to some extent, to varying extents, and it's like it's just a feeling at this point. So like it comes and it goes, and sometimes it is pretty severe, but it's like, you know, got my nice black decaf coffee here, and I have my meals that are satiating. I eat 3 meals per day, and I'll limit myself to like one. It's like an iced diet soda type of a drink. It's a fizzy drink sweetened with sucralose. I have one of those per day with my decaf coffee, and I mean that's enough. Like, yeah, I get hungry, but it's just what I tell myself is honestly like it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling, and at the end of the day, the food's gonna come back, right? So I'll go do the competitions. It's gonna be killer. So I got 4 potentially lined up here. I do all of them, and then food comes back. So it's like, yeah, we're not eating a ton of food right now. It's true, but that's okay, because eventually the food is gonna come back. It's not like it's gone forever, and you know, it's the sacrifice we make to get into contest shape. And in my opinion, like where I'm at right now, it's very much a worthy sacrifice, and it's not even, to me anyways, it's not that bad. Sometimes it feels more difficult than others, but really, like as a whole, like it's okay, it's manageable. One thing, and I am actually finding that I'm handling that better in this prep than any other prep before, and I think it's because in past preps, like I've been so food focused in the prep itself that like all I can think about is food and food and food and food after the prep, and then I go ahead and finish the prep and like I binge on food. But then something weird happens where it's like there's no amount of food that you can eat, and I mean, some of you watching this can probably relate after having done your own competitions. Like there's no amount of food that you can eat for like a week or two after that makes you really feel satiated. It's like you can eat to the point of like almost exploding, like with like bloating so much, and you're still not content. So like, I mean, that's been a valuable lesson to me. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get food back, and I can eventually I'll be able to have as much of it as I want, but even so, I'm still gonna be content. It's like I can eat all this food and I'm still gonna want more. So it's like never like hitting that sweet spot. So it's like for me at this point, it's like, yeah, I'm hungry, but I'm not fixated on food, because I know that, I mean, even if I had all of it in the world, it would still leave me feeling kind of meh, which is what I've experienced in every other prep before, at least in varying degrees, especially in my last one. But instead, I feel like I have a lot more clarity in this prep, because it's giving me space to focus on other things that are more important in life. And that's what some of my favorite natural bodybuilders talk about themselves. Like Jeff Alberts, Alberto Nunez, like they talk about this stuff too. It's like it can give you clarity and like clear out the like it acts as a filter to like really show you what's most important in life. And that's what I feel like this is maybe the first time where it's really that's actually finally honestly happening for myself, because sometimes it can get clouded with food's just thrown in the mix there. But now it's like I feel like the things that are truly the most important in my life are really kind of taking center stage now and becoming like so apparent. It's yeah, and I think that's a good thing. It's just having that extra clarity. But yeah, there you go. Anyhow, so yeah, we're finishing the week with this is the last of my low days. I might weigh in even a little bit lower tomorrow morning. It won't be too long before I'm in the 170s. Haven't been in the 170s in a prep before ever. So like we're getting to the lightest I've weighed in a prep. So this is really cool. And the other cool part is like, geez, I can't believe how decent I feel. Like really, like, and it's not like, you know, I don't feel like I'm on cloud nine, but it's like I don't feel like I'm you know, sometimes it's I don't feel that bad. I actually feel good. I feel excited, and things are just they're going well. Training at the latter half of the week here, I am noticing at this point, like, yeah, we're not as strong as we have felt in the past, but the training itself is going really well. I'm getting tension in all the places I want to be getting it. I'm just slowing down my reps where needed. If I need to lower the load, then I am, but I am training hard still. So that's something that is not changing. It's like the means at which I train hard is a little bit different, like just more control, more pauses, sometimes more reps. Like at the end of the day, the most important thing is that I'm still training as close to failure as is appropriate to encourage my muscle to stick around. Like I'm training really hard still. And that should be enough to keep all my muscle held onto, as much of it as possible anyways. So training overall is good, and it's feeling good too. I haven't got to that place where it's like, oh yeah, training sucks right now, and that might still happen. Still got 9 weeks to go, and I'm still gonna get a substantial amount leaner, believe it or not. So it could happen, but right now I'm just gonna be grateful that things are going quite well, and we're seeing such cool changes. So yeah, 9 weeks out. And by the way, guys, so I'm 180 right now. We're thinking I'm gonna get to like somewhere between the low 170s, so maybe like as low as 172, 173 to like mid 170s, maybe 175, 176. So we'll say somewhere between 172 and 176 I might end up. So I'm 180 right now. So we got like 4 to 8 pounds to lose, probably. At the end of the day, the most important thing is the look itself. So we're just making sure that like I get the look that is appropriate, because I want to get to that elite level of conditioning that really I've never had before. So it's exciting. Also very exciting, I had my first live posing session with Jeff this morning. It was killer. So like so helpful, learned so much, and I've got some really concrete stuff to practice as far as my posing goes. Really excited about it. Like we made some of those poses that I've been practicing on my own look way better, and it's crazy how much of a difference like the posing can make to what your physique, how you present it. And just like going back and looking at the photos that we took this morning over our Skype call, like it's pretty jaw-dropping. So very excited about that. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much as always for watching and following along my prep journey. Really cool stuff happening now. Like 9 weeks, geez, like the coolest changes are happening. I'll post some physique photos next week so you can see where we're at. But we're getting close, and the goal is, no matter how I place, what I do want is just to be my best, and I do want to reach that elite level of conditioning. My flights are booked for my first competition too, so we're getting there. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. Like the video if you like it. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these vlogs, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.